southbound, I've been hellbound, riding on the midnight train. Going too fast now, think I'll slow down, standing in the pouring rain.
What's going on, guys? Tristan and Tony here with the One Hell of a Life Outdoor Podcast, and we just had Thanksgiving dinner, and we're about to hit the road to Arkansas.
That's right, man. And you know what? We got the original OGs of Zero Duck 30 up in this piece.
We do. It's when we first started filming videos, just GoPros in the marsh of Florida and Georgia. It was mostly, me, you, and these two guys right here that are coming to Arkansas with us, Drew and Austin. And we just figured we'd screw around. We also got Mario here, our good friend that we've duck hunted a lot. He's been in several videos of ours. And so we're all going out to Arkansas, and we're going to try to smack some ducks at Delta Thunder Outfitters.
Don't think you are. No, you are. You know what Yoda says about trying? There is no try. Do or do not.
Yep. So Austin, let's see here. Drew's been out to goose hunt. Mario's been out to goose and duck hunt. So Mario's seen the magic, and Austin has also seen the magic. And Mario's chasing his mallard. And that's the last duck he needs to complete his puddle ducks. And these two guys are just looking to have a good time, and I think we're all looking to have a good time, actually.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this podcast, there's so many of you that had not had the opportunity to go to Arkansas and experience what the Super Bowl of duck hunting or the duck hunting capital world is like. And I think one of the best things we could do right now is just let Austin talk about what his experience last year when he came to Arkansas for the first time, and why you're coming back again.
Yeah, man. What'd you think about it? Getting in that
Rip
night?
it.
Yeah, I mean it's unbelievable. I started duck hunting in Virginia, and you come down to Florida, and we've been doing this for a long time. It started with us canoeing a canoe backwards in the middle of the night to try to get some wood ducks. I really had no idea what to expect. I had heard you guys talk about it for a long time about the scenes of the geese and flying over and all kinds of different species flying through there. But until you get there, the scenes are unreal. You sit out there in the mornings and allow that sun to rise and just watch thousands of geese fly over. You could not shoot a dang thing all day long and still have, an unbelievable day watching everything fly over. The wildlife's insane. And then when those ducks start cupping in, it was a quick experience for us. We got dropped off out in the field, and before we could pick up the rest of the group, you and I were trying to load up teal shot and shoot a couple hundred teal, and we whiffed on every single one of them. Yeah. But it was an unreal experience just getting out there and seeing that first group come up and fly by. You just can't. There's nothing that can prepare you for that. It's something out of this world. So.
No, it's really why people go to Arkansas. It's for a lot of people, it's like a bucket list thing, and that hunt shows you why people are looking for that. And that was really funny because that field over to like the right, it was, for whatever reason, the teal would just sit there. It was like buckbrush. It wasn't even like planted or anything. Yep. And you would see them get up, and every time if you just start hammering your teal call, they would come like clockwork. Yeah. And like you said, we didn't even have our guns loaded. I'm like, holy shit, here they come. We're loading our guns. It was like 2-shot.
Couldn't even get down in the blind fast enough. We're trying to like lay down in the water just low enough so they couldn't see us. And then turns out we got so excited we whiffed on everything.
Well, yeah. And my side of the story is, I had to take care of some business for the day job, and I had to, in the middle of, it's like getting out of your tree stand during the middle of the rut. I had to get out of the blind and go back to the truck, and I'm walking back, and I get about halfway back, and I hear this, and I look up, and these ducks are 100 yards away, and I hear them like this, and I look up, and I'm like, oh my God, that has to be 200 or 300 green-winged teal. And they go and lit right in front of the blind, and I just hear 6 shots go off, and I didn't see a bird fall. And when I got to these guys, they looked as if somebody just gave them a shot of freaking Coke. The teal were on crack, and they gave the crack to Tristan and Austin, and they were so jacked up, they were just like, we don't know what happened, dude. But it is like that when you get that many birds that come in, dude. How do you you hope to spray one.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're the guy or gal out there that's like, oh, I always pick one out of the 300, you know what? You're full of shit. All right, because on teal, there's no way you can do that. But from seeing it from that side of the fence, or that side of the field, I should say, was hilarious, dude. And I just thought to myself, Austin just saw something he's never seen before in his life.
Yeah, I mean, and it was crazier too because we spent that first day hunting on the other property, and we saw ducks and we were waiting for ducks to come in, and they just wouldn't come in, and we saw ducks all day long. So you're getting excited, and not able to have a shot yet, and then all of a sudden that big group comes in, you're like, oh my god, what do I do? You like freeze up for a second, don't even know, you forget how to pull a trigger for 30 seconds. You're like, oh my god, I'm hunting. I should do something real quick. So it was definitely an unreal experience. For sure.
So what do you think, Drew?
Do you want coffee that doesn't suck? Get the Duck. Dirty Duck coffee is made specifically for the waterfowl enthusiast. Enjoy flavors like Morning Wood, Dark Dynasty, Cinnamon Teal Snickerdoodle, and First Flight to unlock the flavor that you'll enjoy in the blind for years to come. Our friends at Dirty Duck Coffee Company are now offering all Zero Duck 30 followers a 15% discount when you use code ZeroDuck15 on your next order.
Your first Arkansas duck hunt.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. I mean, I've been out there for the goose hunt, like you said, and just the number of birds that you see in the air is going to be something that I'm looking forward to. Hunting, I've hunted some hard hunts where you've seen 4 or 5 birds all day and work your butt off. I'm kind of excited to, even if we don't shoot the birds, I know that at least I'll be able to see them in the air, because when you go out, especially down in Florida, and it's 82 degrees and you're about to die from dehydration, and then all of your effort is for nothing. I know at least today or this weekend I'll be able to see some birds flying. So.
Yeah. No, it definitely helps, and you're not going to sweat your butt off.
Yeah. I'm gonna try not to freaking get hypothermia. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the cold, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think the lows are like 39.
29.
That's a Monday night's 29.
Yeah.
39, 43, 43, 29 or something.
I think the highest day we'll have there is like 50, but that's during the middle of the day, obviously. So
you mean you didn't like walking like the half mile into the marsh during early teal season in 80-degree weather just to shoot some ducks?
No, legit was like
shoot ducks. What ducks?
it was like 700 yards for that teal walk-in.
Oh,
teal
yeah.
hunt. That was
was wild.
It was a lot of hard work.
Tried to take the kayaks. We ended up just dragging the kayaks like a dog that was tired.
Dude, there was like no water.
Yeah. I mean, I ended up hunting in shorts and basically socks.
That's right.
It was so muddy and disgusting. I was like, I don't even need this clothes. I just took it all off.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're about to hit the road here before too long. We just had to. My wife is not one on. It's her favorite holiday, so she's not a big fan of me missing Thanksgiving. So had to do Thanksgiving, and then we're all hitting the road.
Yeah, I mean, I came up with Mario. We left where we're from in Jacksonville at about 7 this morning. Got here, stuffed ourselves, and then we have another 7-hour drive. So we'll see how that goes. So.
I'm
sure my wife loved that I left the day before Thanksgiving. But she was gracious enough to let me come, so
dude,
I'm excited.
Yeah, this drive's gonna be tough. Just freaking full bellies and having to drive all the way to Arkansas. But...
Well, I can sum up missing Thanksgiving in one visual. Right there.
Yeah.
Right there. That bad boy on the wall right there was a Thanksgiving buck.
Well, thankfully you can freaking deer hunt, well, if you live close to ducks, you could duck hunt too, but do a morning duck hunt or deer hunt and then get back in time to eat. Yeah,
no, Mom's super excited because this is the first Thanksgiving I've been here since 2020.
Yeah, I'm sure she's glad to have her husband back.
Well, we've had this relationship over the years, and she's kind of learned what I guess I should say has allowed me to do what I love to do, which I appreciate her for. And, but this time she was like, are you going to be here this year? And I'm like, for you, babe, for you, for you. And then we planned this trip and everything. I'm like, it's still for her.
I'm sure when you said for you, she was totally expecting me, Drew, Mario, and Darian to show up for Thanksgiving.
I mean, well, we planned this trip, about 3.5, 4 months ago, probably.
Yeah.
So, when he's like, I'll be there for you, it was already planned. Let's be real.
It kind of all came together like kind of randomly, I feel like, too, because I think we all kind of planned on going to Arkansas this year, but we didn't have anything like super set in stone. And I think you were like the first one that I think were like, oh yeah, I want to go Thanksgiving weekend or whatever. And then I think we just kind of pieced it all together after that.
Yeah,
Like, all right, let's get a big group.
Well, I felt like every time I talk to you, you're like, oh, Austin's coming. Oh, Mario's coming. Oh, Darian's coming. I'm like, oh, this
Drew's
is
like,
getting...
it's too cold.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was thinking that, but I was also thinking, all right, cool. I got more people to make fun of, so this is great.
Well, on the flip side of that, there's more people to make fun of you.
Yeah. They can try.
No, but I mean, really, when it came down to it, it was just like, hey, we got this extra day off on Friday, and everybody's trying to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
And just get more than that turn and burn that Tristan and I are just classic for doing. 3 hunts and
Not even 2 hunts.
yeah, 3 hunts and a Love's gas station.
No,
And
well,
Tristan,
not even 2 days.
have you ever told everybody how much you love Arby's?
Oh my God, I'm so out on Arby's. If any of you guys ask me to stop at Arby's on the way to or from, it's not happening.
We're for sure stopping at Arby's.
No, we're not. I will not.
The 7-hour drive from here from a turn and burn, you can definitely do. I mean, I needed the extra days to justify the travel for me, which is unfortunate because
Yeah, y'all got like a 14-hour freaking.
yeah. And then I flew in that one year for the spec hunt, but then the flights I had to come in on a Thursday and fly back on a Monday, so I was basically still missing the same amount of work. This works out that 2 miserable days there and back in the car will give me the opportunity to hunt for 4 straight days. So.
Yeah, and Drew's coming from Jacksonville, and Mario's coming from Jacksonville as well, and then Austin's coming from Orlando. So few Florida boys.
Yeah. No ducks in Orlando other than Donald Duck. That's about it.
Yeah, for sure. No, but I mean, one thing that you got to witness, Austin, when you were out there last year is you got to see, even though it's private land, it's still hunting.
Right.
All right. And it's not like we're at Stan Mallard's Lodge. We're not at Honey Break. If you got a day lease on a field or you're leasing property from somebody that's a farmer anywhere, and I don't care where you're at in Arkansas, quite honestly, unless you have the amount of land to manage what the ducks are doing, a big track where you're talking about rest area, feeding area, all these different things, you are not in control of what the ducks are going to do. Right. The gods are. And the fact of the matter is you can be out there one morning and just be like, dude, they were hitting us in the face, and sit in that same pit blind the next day, and the ducks just don't want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how it was. We went out that one night, and after shooting light, me and Tristan stayed out there while you guys ran the side-by-side back, and we were almost getting clobbered in the face by ducks when we couldn't shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went out that next morning, and we shot like maybe 6 or 7 ducks, and that was it. It was like, I mean, you had to try to avoid the ducks at night when we were standing out there. We thought our life was in danger. Just missiles coming at you from the sky high.
It's incredible because, you have those experiences where you're like, you see what, a lot of people call migrator ducks. And for some reason, all the stars have aligned, and you don't even have to call at them. They fall from the heavens down into your spread, and you swear that you're the best decoy spread setup guy in history, But while they're so smart, they're also so dumb, and they make us so mad, and we lose money doing this every year.
You talking about the ducks or the hunters?
All of us. They lose, we lose. But
some days they make us feel really dumb for doing it.
But it is on epic proportions, and people that live in Arkansas, it's everyday life to them, and that's what they're used to. And it's no different than when me and Tristan used to be in the Golden Triangle of Illinois deer hunting, and you have people that come from out of state. Like I remember a guy that came from New York one time, and they got some big deer in New York. He came up there, and I had shot a doe that field dressed 160 pounds. And he was like, my God, an Illinois giant doe, and to him, he's coming from the East Coast, that blew his mind, and that's the same thing that happens to all of us that don't get to experience that everyday life that those folks in other states too, there's so many other great states, Louisiana, there's even parts of Alabama and Mississippi and a lot of places in the Delta and all those areas, of course, all the way up through Canada and the Dakotas and West Coast and all that, where you can just have incredible prime duck hunting. It's in the teens that morning, and maybe you're chasing ducks or geese. But now it's September and it's 85 degrees and you're hunting early teal or geese. As a waterfowler, you need dependable weather protection that will not break the bank. Founded in 1996, Frog Togs is not only the leader in breathable wader technology, but a company you can depend on to keep you warm and dry, head to toe, no matter your hunting environment. Stay bone dry by using discount code ZD315 for 15% off not only your first purchase, like most discount codes, but how about every single purchase you make from now until December 31st, 2024? It's just it's on epic proportions, and it's something that everybody should see.
That's like in the new video, there's a clip like from the first morning where a group flies by and Kate, we're all like, whoa, look at the ducks. And Kate's like, oh my God, we're in Arkansas. There's ducks. Like, no shit. Like, oh, man. It was funny. But yeah, I'm hoping that, us being out there 4 days, we should have at least one good hunt. I mean, because we've always felt like if you are even there 3 days, having that extra day really helps just because so much can change weather-wise. The whole time we're there, it's getting colder every single day. It's supposed to rain Sunday. So the factors are going to change, and something should happen. If not all day, is one day at least.
Well, and the other thing is the game is different. The game is different than what we learned and do in the South. We're hunting the marshes and things like that on public land. You're not necessarily working ducks into your spread, so to speak. I mean, they get close and you rock their ass, but here, and Austin got to witness that last year when we truly, we have won the game if we can land that duck, and that's what we're attempting to do. Good luck with the crackhead green wing teal, but that's the goal, right? Is that you've outplayed that duck, and it's a different ball game, and yeah, it's a hell of a lot easier shot than what we're used to,
Well, and down south, you might be able to work that bird into the spread, but do you want to let him fly by and you may never see another bird the rest of the day?
Yeah.
Where in Arkansas, that won't be the case as far as at least seeing birds.
Yeah.
But when you got a bird semi working down in Florida, if you're on public land, depending on where you're at, that might be the only bird you might see that whole day. So you're not going to let him get by.
No.
The other thing too is a lot of the places we hunt in Florida, like there's typically not a strong wind, and in Arkansas, it makes a huge deal. You got to play the wind. Ducks are always trying to land in the wind, of course. And in the South, it's like so many times, like the ducks we're hunting, it's like they don't really give a shit about the wind. They'll just, if it's like 5 mile per hour winds, they don't give a shit, and they're just gonna land where however they want to land. If they do land.
No. Unless it's teal, green wing teal up in Arkansas. I see them not give a shit sometimes what the wind's doing because they're cutting it like freaking knives. But the other ducks, the bigger ducks, most definitely 100% makes a huge difference with what the wind's doing. And, what the wind, I can't think of many windy days in Arkansas when birds are working that we didn't shoot the shit out of them. And the fact is, the wind moves the decoys around. They look natural. And that's one of the biggest reasons why you're sucking them in.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, one thing that's kind of a bummer on the weather side this next 4 days is I don't think it's going to be sunny until Monday. So
that's what it looked like, yeah.
Yeah, 3 straight days of cloudy. So, but nice thing is you are really tucked away in those blinds. So
yeah.
It's not like hunting the timber where shadows.
Sticking out.
Yeah.
Am I crazy, or growing up, I was always told cloudier days are better because they like flying more. They can't see their shadows. They'll take off easier and land easier and stuff like that. Is that not true anymore?
Well, it does seem like, at least in Florida and like the marshes and stuff, like foul weather is better for waterfowl typically, Okay. But it seems like up there it can kind of not necessarily work that way. Like a lot of times we've shot them good before rains, after rains, but like during rains usually aren't that great. But in the South, like we've had really good hunts during the rain, so I think it just depends on where you're at,
Yeah. Well, it's that and what the ducks are wanting to do. Because what it's doing is setting a shelf to the skyline for the ducks, basically, It's setting this shelf, and that could be a really good thing, or it could be a really bad thing, it depends on what they're wanting to do. It depends on the barometric pressure. It depends on so many different things, but those bluebird days that we all talk about, of course we're going to see more ducks, right? The sky's clear and everything else. But it all has to do with what the weather's doing and the pushes and the fronts and all those things, that factor into all that. But yeah, there's no doubt about it that, I mean, we've had some of our best hunts in everywhere where we've hunted in the United States on shitty days, but again, it comes down to the wind, I think, so many times, Sunday, we had that sunny day and we shot the shit out of them. And guess what? The next day, they said it was so foggy and misty and rainy and everything else. And they were done like a half an hour before we were, so
That's true.
I mean, you just don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah. I think that day, the real good day when we went out in the afternoon and shot them at Kate's place it was pretty cloudy and nasty on us. It was raining that day. So, I guess
you kind of remember those days a little bit more too because you're miserable. So, You're like,
Fair enough.
Like, oh, we shot a limit today. It was so hard and it was great. And you remember that because you're like, oh, I'm wet. I'm soaked. This is terrible. But I got those ducks.
Yeah.
So you do remember. I feel like you remember those days a little bit easier because when you go out there and it's nice and you smoke them up, you're like, oh, another good day of duck hunting. But when you're miserable, you're like, oh, we worked hard today. Yeah. Even if you didn't work any harder than the day when it was cloudy, it was terrible outside.
Stuck to your clothes for the next 3 hours.
Right. Exactly. Well, and the other thing now from a videography standpoint, with Tristan and I really, grabbing the bull by the horns this year and doing this in-house and doing it ourselves, is that I respect the sunny days so much more when we're set up right, where the sun is at your back, because what it does to the coloration of what's in frame is incredible. I mean, we had that on Saturday, and I mean, just stuff pops, I mean, the feathers and I mean, everything. And so from a videography standpoint, that's the days I'm looking for, I guess there's something about the mood, like in our Twisted Teal video, you watch that and you could literally put that in a scary movie because it's so like dark, but it's just, that's the style of what Dalton was shooting, along with it being a gloomy day. So, I mean, that was just the style of the video we were going for, but I love showing off the beauty of the birds. And I think the sun just does that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer because a lot of times when you're filming them, it's like, oh, here's just a black dot,
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
That widgeon that we caught on camera that one year, it just literally looks like a flying dot.
Yeah.
What is that? And
especially on the GoPros.
And then everybody's like, it's a widgeon!
yeah, right.
That's one thing I do like about widgeon is that, dude, I don't know what it is, but they're one of the few birds that when we're working ducks in Arkansas, that when they decide to do it, they do it dirty. Oh, yeah. Dude, I mean, they come in and just they're like, yep, that's where we're going, and we're not thinking twice about it.
Yep.
I mean, they do same thing with the ringnecks, I guess.
Dive
but
bomb.
Yeah.
And they almost hit like a pause too. Like when we started shooting at them, they were like, "Hang on, wait a second." Like when they started flying, they were like, "Is this just somebody really shooting at us, or are we good?"
No, that was the one that we shot at, and like 4 people shot at, and the widgeon is like sitting there going, "Son of a bitch," and sitting there trying to freaking backpedal, and Austin just steps up like freaking Clint Eastwood and goes, "Whack!" and just drops that son of a bitch.
There's that double BB. You got to keep the double BB on you.
That's right.
You never know when it'll come in handy. It was funny because we were talking about like shells and stuff for this weekend, and he's like, what should I bring? And I'm like, dude, honestly, like I've been loading my gun like 6.22, like teal shot my first shot, and then 2 shot afterwards, because there's so many teal and spoonies around that it's like, well, shit, why not?
Yeah. And then you just keep that BB on you.
Yeah. So you go 6.2 BB is what I think we have.
Yeah, right. So, 6.2 BB.
Yeah. So as they farther out, you just got to get more. Yeah. It's the most. Forget these like 2.4 blends and all that shit. You just need to go with 3 different shells.
Austin's like, I created a blend.
Yeah, 6.2, the first ever 6.2 BB blend.
You know what? No, Austin starts with it. He's like, nah, I shoot dove shot, and then I put in the number 2, and then I put bees. Yeah. He put straight bees in there.
Yep.
Or some buckshot.
You gotta keep it on.
Single lot buck.
Single lot buck.
Yeah. This is what I have to deal with for 4 days.
In a 7-hour car ride.
Yeah.
In the outdoors, every detail counts. See sharper, aim clearer. From the river's edge to the heart of the flooded timber, Hook and Bullet has your vision covered. Hook and Bullet's purpose-built optics are flawlessly crafted to give you an edge regardless of your outdoor pursuit. Use code ZeroDuck30 for 15% off a pair of Hook and Bullet sunglasses today.
No, but you know,
I don't think I'm in the car with him, so I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, unfortunately, I
But you're
am.
stuck with me.
Yeah.
Let's
No,
say I had Austin.
one thing that we really do have going for us, and probably better for you guys than Tristan and I, because we've been blessed by being able to have some incredible hunts out there, so we know how great it can be, right? I mean, you're just like, this is what we live for, right? But for you all, you know, if we go out there, Drew and I was just talking about it, dude, if we go out on a hunt and somebody takes a quality bird out of the group, we're all going to be like, dude, that was a badass hunt.
Yeah.
Just because of where we cut our teeth and what we're used to, you know, we've sat hours and hours and hours without, you know, and Tony making us stay out there until noon, you know, just to shoot one duck.
And then you get trapped on the dike.
Yeah. Then the low tide screws us. And thanks, Tony. Appreciate it.
Well, and I mean, I've been a part of enough quality duck hunts that I just want to, if I kill a couple birds off my list that I'm really want this weekend or these 4 days, I mean, obviously, don't get me wrong, I would love to shoot them all up every time. But if I can knock a couple more birds off my list, that's what would be great for me.
Winter chicken dinner?
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
Winter turkey dinner?
Winter duck dinner.
Yeah, no kidding. That's one thing we're doing this weekend. Save money is all 5 of us all are bringing stuff to cook a meal every single night, so that should be interesting. And it's nice because you don't have to mess with driving 20 minutes into town, spending money at a restaurant or bar and all that stuff. So should be good.
I'm not one to shy away from spending money at a bar, I'll tell you that.
Well, and we also, you know, we've got to mention, we've got Mario's son, Darian, come with us for the first time. You know, he's a shooter for Jacksonville University, and well on his way there doing that, and he's an assassin, and I'm surprised he didn't show up in like a dark cloak, you know, like in this hood and everything, because the kid just rocks him. And so this will be his first time coming out to Arkansas and seeing stuff, and that is just what so much of it is about. Whenever you get to look, like I'm going to be looking at Drew, and I'm going to be looking at Mario and Austin and Darian, I'm going to be looking at their faces when they see some of these numbers, even if it's just snow geese flying over or specks or something like that. And it's like watching somebody see something off of National Geographic for the first time, you know. And to me, that's my fuel for the weekend. That's all I need, honestly. And honestly, I want to do a lot of the filming because I just want to be able to capture all this for y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, I have been looking forward to this trip
Since before last year's elk hunt.
pretty much. Yeah, I didn't get to go to Arkansas last year because I went elk hunting, which obviously that was great as well. But I've been jonesing to get Jonesboro.
You got it.
I did not get an elk now.
No, he
But,
sucks. It's easy and he can't do it.
Yeah,
No,
It's that dang
But-
parasite.
yeah. Well, yeah. That's why I also appreciate now that Tony has a camera. He likes the sun at his back. I appreciate that too because I get blind otherwise.
oh, that's the first thing Cade loves to hear out of my mouth. Which way the sun's gonna be?
Yeah.
Oh, he loves
I've been
it.
saying that for years, and you used to be kid. This way. I can't see. I have a parasite. I had a parasite in my eye. I can't see if we don't sit this way. Oh, I promise you, the sun's coming up over here. Oh, it's right in our face.
Dude, it's harsh. It's harsh in like marshes and
It's
and
so
rice
open.
fields too. It's so open, yeah.
Well, and literally, like, even though I don't have a parasite anymore, if I'm looking into the sun, like it's still very hard for me to see.
Oh yeah,
So.
absolutely, yeah, me too.
Yeah. Oh, I promise. We're not looking into the sun. I promise.
And you wouldn't believe how long it takes 4 grown men to realize that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west.
Yeah,
Well, it might have something to do with us not sleeping for 2 days on a dike.
That's true.
We're just like, durr.
Well, you know, hey Tony, which way we need to look? This way. That's not where the sun is, right? I didn't know I had to check him.
Well,
Pull out
you
my
know,
compass.
they moved it that day.
Yeah.
No, Tristan, you got anything more to add?
no, not really. Just we're gonna freaking here before too long get on the road and try not to fall asleep at the wheel. No, I'm just kidding. We got
road
3
again?
people in the car, so
And we got NFL games.
we got NFL games. I'm gonna pound a coffee and we'll be good to go.
Yeah, no, we're just excited that we can share the whole experience with y'all, and and let you kind of really feel like you're there. That's the most important thing to all of us. And Tristan and I are super excited to be connect with these guys again. I don't know about Mario, but he's sleeping on the couch right now in the studio. But no, I just can't wait to see the smiles on y'all's faces, and let's go have some fun.
All I know is if we don't kill ducks, it's probably Tony's fault.
Right on, guys. It's one hell of a life, and hopefully we'll have some good stuff to report to you, and a good YouTube video and all that good stuff. Thank y'all for tuning in.
MDK.
I've been southbound, I've been hellbound, riding on the midnight train. Going too fast now, think I'll slow down, standing in the pouring rain.